What's up, y'all? X here, and we made it. 2.5k subs. Thank you so much, boys and girls. I really appreciate it. And the next goal is gonna be 5k subs. If you have any ideas or is something specific you want to see for the 5k sub special, please let me know in the description below. But anyway, with no further ado, let's get into the how to control your recoil with gyroscope video.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible, I'm irresponsible.
So guys, first some general tips for reducing your recoil is when you crouch down or even prone down, you will have less recoil. So definitely implement it in your games whenever you can. But I will teach you how to do it while standing up. Do keep in mind I'm a bit rusty because I haven't played in 3 days now because of the holidays. And also this little bar is in the way of me doing the gyroscope movement really well. So if I miss a bit, it's because of that, guys. So but anyway, I will show you guys what I use. So for now it's gonna be an M4 fully equipped. So compensator, angled foregrip, extended quick draw mag, and a stock. Basically, controlling your recoil is the same with any gun. The only difference is, for some guns you have to push down harder. So basically what you want to do is, when you're not leaning, all you need to do is you shoot and you push down the top part of your phone away from your head, so towards the table, like this. So I'll show you guys. As you can see, my recoil stays really close. And also when you see the scope going a bit to the left, you push your left a bit more. When you see it going to the right, you push your right side a bit more. That is basically it. It's really simple. But when you're leaning, you want to like push the corner where you're leaning to a bit harder. So you can see this part of my thingy here, like I'm scoping to the right, lean to the right. So that means that my right side I have to push harder. So I'm gonna do this real quick. Try to focus a bit more on my control. But as you can see, like I push this side harder, but also whenever I see the dot going towards the left, I push my left side a bit more again, so it evens out. It will take a while to learn this, but I suggest that you also lean, and the reason is because I showed it with an AKM earlier. I will do it later in the video too. But when you have an iris sight AKM and you don't lean, you block the whole character. But when you're actually leaning, you can see like a shoulder X and you can check where he actually is going to. But also the movement is easier, because if I'm leaning, I have to push a bit more sideways. And as you can see in the hand cam, I can still see my screen pretty good without having to adjust my head. Whenever I don't lean and I have to push away from it, like it's gonna be harder for my neck to actually follow the screen. But that's something personal, what I do. But anyway, I will show you again. M4, leaning, shooting, pushing it down, and whenever the dot goes to a side, I slightly adjust it. You don't want to push too hard. Every gun is different. It's also different how far the target is. For example, in this target, I don't have to do as much as in a far target. So here, I barely have to push, or like correct. I just have to push down. But when the farther away you aim, the harder it becomes to actually control your recoil. As you can see, I have to push way harder down in order to keep the control there. So recap: whenever someone is close, you have to push a little bit. Whenever someone is farther away, you have to push harder. But some guns have more recoil. For example, AKM, you're gonna have to push harder. Also, when leaning, you don't just push down, you also push with your corner a bit and then adjust like this. So you can see like a little movements to adjust it. But I will show you guys now with the 6x2, because sometimes I'm using that instead of a red dot. So here 6x, I adjusted it to a 3x though, as you can see here. The reason why I use 6x instead of the casual 3x is because it's easier to see. It's only a small dot, while when you use a 3x, it's like this huge massive thing, and it's light green. I can barely see it. I wish I could make it red, but unfortunately I can't. But anyway, I'll do it here. As you see, I have to push way harder to actually make it work, you know. So again, I have to push way harder to... Oh, there's another kid grenading me. It's so sad, man. It's really sad. It's annoying. But anyway, as you can see, whenever you have a higher scope on, or whenever you have to shoot farther away, then you actually have to push harder. So keep it in mind. Close by, you don't have to do that much. Far away, you have to do more. Now, for the DMRs, a Mini 14, my favorites. And here it's kind of the same. I'm using a 3x on that one most of the time, because when you have the 3x you can see around a lot. As you can see, I can see a lot around my screen, but I can still be accurate. While if I have a 4x, this arrow thing, I don't like it, and you see way less of the map. That's why I use a 3x most of the time. Anyway, it's kind of the same. And why Gyroscope is so powerful in in recoil control is because whenever you claw, you have to like shoot, but when the target is moving, you have to slide and then shoot, slide, shoot, slide, shoot. It's way slower. Or you have to like shoot with your left side like this button, and then adjust with this. But as you can see, you need more fingers for that. And then if you want to lean, you even need a third finger. While when you use Gyroscope, you basically just adjust with Gyroscope. So here, I'm just pushing, as you can see, pushing down, but I'm pushing at an angle. With a Mini 14, you can practice it really well. It's the best gun to practice it. As you can see, I already hold my screen at a slight angle. It's not like straight anymore, like this. This is straight, but it's like at an angle more. Is it focusing good? Yeah, now it's focusing better. So now it's straight. Now it's a little bit of an angle. And whenever I use my Mini 14, I keep it at an angle and then lean, and then it's easier to actually push down. As you can see, I can spam really quickly and still be on target. I'm gonna focus really hard now on my gyroing, less on talking. Oh, one sec, that was bad. I slipped. So, let's start here, neutral. As you can see, it's pretty fast shooting, and it's all on the target. So that's what you wanna do. I'll do a 6x real quick. It's gonna be the same. Now I'll do the 6x without scoping into 3x. So this is gonna be way harder. You'll see now it's a 6x. I'm gonna push way harder down with my recoil control. So just check the hand cam. I have to push way harder down, especially more at the ending when the recoil is stacking up. But yeah, anyway, that's where the two guns I want to show you. I will show the AUG and the M16 now. So for the AUG, I'm just going to show the 6x because people like to see the 6x. But as you can see, adjusted to a 3x, alright? You never want to do it with a 6x without adjusting it to a 3x because it's just uncontrollable. Yeah, anyway, the AUG is going to be the same thing as an M4, but I'm going to have to push harder down. But as you can see, it's literally a laser. It's not that hard to keep it on the target. This is 100 meters, guys. 100 meters. But I feel like I adjusted my 3x sensitivity a bit or something. I guess I didn't. I thought it was higher. Because now I have to push harder. I'm not used to it anymore. Yeah, anyway, as you can see, it's a laser. It's the same thing as M4. I'll show the M16, the 3x. This one is a bit different. But kind of the same, like, it's also just pushing down. You can keep spamming it. But I just have to push down way harder than an M4, as you can see. And this is burst mode. When you actually do single target, it's super easy. It's super easy. But as you can see at the ending, I can't really control it because this thingy is in the way of my setup, and this kid is grenading me again, so I'm gonna move away. So AKM, compensator always, if you find one, and I use no scope because whenever I'm using a scope, it gets too hard to control. As you can see now, I'll show you. If I'm just scoping in, I can only see the head and I can't see if it goes left or right because my iron sight is blocking it. But when I lean, you can see the shoulder too. I'll do it closer so you can actually see it. So not leaning, I only see the head. leaning. I see the shoulder now too. Shoulder. No shoulder. Shoulder. You see it? So it's easier to move. So anyway, with AKM you want to pull down way harder, push down way harder than with an M4. So like this. The AKM is way bouncier, as you can see too. So it's really more difficult to control it because you never know if it's gonna spike up to the left or the right. So you wanna like push like this. Whenever I'm using the AKM, I push one side and then the other side. So down, 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 down. So I'll try to show it. And then it keeps pretty steady on the head, as you can see. 100 meters, you don't really want to shoot people at 100 meters with an AKM, but I'll just try to show you if it's possible. As you can see, my hands do a little bit different depending on the gun, but it's basically all kind of the same. Pushing down is for the recoil to push down, and adjusting with your corners. So whenever it's going towards the right side, you want to push your right side a bit more. When it goes to the left side, you want to push your left side a bit more. So now I'll show the Groza first with the red dot. So you can see this one is really hard to control. It's like really bumpy. You don't really want to shoot too far with it, too far away. It's really hard. Basically, you want to push like this. So you push down and then you push one of the sides like that. It's really weird at the beginning, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. I'll try the 6x now, but it's gonna be really hard. As you can see, it's like, oh wait, I'll adjust it at 3x though. 6x is just impossible, but 3x should be possible. Let me try. Nope. Look, it's so bumpy, but I can still keep it around the head, right? But don't try some massive stuff with the Groza, because you're not gonna be able to. Here, as you can see, 35 meters, it's no problem to keep it on the head. Let's try 40 meters. Wait, I'm on these foots. So 40 meters, 45 meters. Should be possible too. Yes. At the ending, it goes up, but it doesn't matter because you only need like a few headshots anyway, like 2 or 3 headshots. So I can do that. The most important part is like keeping it around the head. But as you can see, the farther I go, the harder I actually have to push down. And my ammo is up. Gone. But yeah, anyway guys, I hope you learned a lot of this. So basically a quick recap. Leaning is better because you can see more, it's easier to push. You want to push down your phone like this and then adjust with the corners. Whenever you're leaning, you have to push that side a bit harder. But whenever you like push like this and you see the dot is going towards the left, you push a bit more with your left again, so it goes back. This is basically the recap of any gun. It's just up to you to see which scopes you like on the guns and how hard you have to push for which gun, and also just from the distances. So I suggest you just choose one weapon you really want to get good at, and you just go in the training mode and you just try different distances. So for example 25 meters, and you do 50, 75, 100 and 150, and you try to push the thing. You try leaning, not leaning, and see what works the best for you. Yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching and all the support. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Happy holidays, you all. Cheers.